Right, good afternoon. This is Steve Moy from Market Square Heroes, and today we are with Doris, Lee, and the rest of her band. Guys, could you like to introduce yourself to our fan base of Market Square Heroes?
Hi, I'm Jacob. I play keys.
I'm Doris, and I just hang out really.
I am Sam, and I play drums.
I'm Ewan, I play bass.
My name's Lee Dunham, and I play guitar.
and it's your job to be really creepy.
Right, thanks very much for taking the time out to be interviewed today for us for Market Square Heroes.
That's alright.
So, you dress up as steampunks and everything else like. So where does the idea of that concept come from originally?
I just wanted to look for the band, to be honest. It wasn't that I'm particularly into steampunk or anything, but I just wanted to look.
You love Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You love it.
I just wanted to look, and it was actually a really good thing because it's got some old stuff. You know, it's got the Victorian thing in it, but it's also got the more modern punk thing in it, and it's a really nice bridging of ages. So I thought that actually suits us really well as a band because we've got so many different influences, and so I thought, yeah, and that looks good. So
It does look good. It's better than jeans and a t-shirt, isn't it?
yeah, it's a bit more memorable.
Which is what most bands wear.
Well, most reviewers, they kind of go, yeah, music, but it's mostly about how we learn, what we say, or what we do on stage, so it gives people something to remember as well.
And you obviously use a lot of theatrical props and...
I'm not allowed to use my laser gloves anymore. They've all gone, all the O2s have gone, alpha safety!
It's Christmas, that's why.
No, somebody might sue me for blinding them or something. So yeah, no laser gloves tonight, unfortunately.
No.
But we are going to get something new for next year. So that's the plan.
Secret.
Shh.
Spoilers.
So, obviously musical, you've got all different musical preferences probably across the board. So where is your, what's the word I've lost, the musical influences coming from to be in the band and everything else like that?
Well, we like a variety of music. Both me and Lee like lots of different types of music. So we don't like to sort of pigeonhole ourselves. So we're not pigeonholed. I mean, somebody said steam prog, which I quite liked. I thought that was quite nice.
I think the only reason why the prog thing happened was because it's interesting. And it just, because otherwise if you end up playing with musicians, you end up, it's a bit like watching if you like watching like one episode of EastEnders, you sub to it. But if you like watching a film that takes you on, an adventure and a journey, then you end up sort of listening to different styles that lets the music go and do that. And that's I think what happens is you start writing a song and then you go, oh, but what about this and this and this and this, and it goes on forever, and then you go, yeah, maybe we need to cut that down a bit and bring it back in again.
No, but also I think both me and Lee hate the thought that we're copying somebody or that we're repeating something, or as soon as we get the feeling of it's been done 3 million times, it's not. We try to be innovative, which is a really hard thing to do as a musician and as a writer. But we try to do something a bit different and
it's all been done.
Yeah,
it's
but
all been
something
done.
That says us. My voice is really distinctive, so that sets it apart. But it's more than that. I think both of us, as soon as we go, it's a bit boring though, we want to make it more interesting. So that's where it's not strictly prog because we write some songs. I'm more of a songwriter really, but yeah, if it's too boring, you want to make it more musically interesting.
So how have you managed to fit in everything? You're on tour now, this is about roughly your 79th day. You've still got another five more days to go. How have you managed to fit everything in?
We're fine.
With obviously with the release of the live DVD, the release of the...
Well, we came back for 2 weeks. Yeah. So I did the editing, I did all that before we left on tour. And I organised everything, including the presentation box and everything, and got it all packed up before we left for tour. And then it went on pre-order while I was on tour. And then in that 2-week window, when we came back from Europe, I got everything sent off and did the calendars and everything, and then it was back on tour again. So that's how you do it. You just have to be very organised and kind of plan everything ahead.
It's true.
So going back onto the tour that you're currently with Fish, how's it been?
Do you know what? It's what we in the music business call a miracle. Because, I mean, these guys travelled separately to us and we met at the gig every time. And I had the pleasure of travelling with the Fish band, being part of his band as well. And so we spent 2 months on a sleeper bus with 11 plus other people. and we argued not at all.
Okay.
How extraordinary is that? It's never happened before, apparently. This is an absolute first in touring. Nobody argued, everyone got on. Everyone got absolutely hammered every night without causing any problems. It's quite amazing. It's a miracle. So yeah, everyone's actually in really good spirits because of it, because we all, you know, there's all sorts of different ages and obviously lots of big characters but no, it worked.
But on the other hand, that was in the tour bus, but with us, there was only 4 of us. We just rowed every night. Just arguing,
No, we didn't.
fighting.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Did.
Didn't.
All the way, you know, budget side, Ibis budget, you know, you can't beat it. It's
Budget
like,
Ibiza, is that what you
budget Ibiza, we've all been there. Budget Ibiza. Sam's been there a lot, you can tell.
So it
Drinks it up every time.
But they had some really good, you know, they got drunk every night and had some very good dance-offs. They had a big dance-off in Berlin and...
Lee's birthday.
Sam pulled a
I
man.
was going to say Lee's birthday.
My birthday was
Yeah.
while I was out there,
Yeah.
and we went to a club
Went to
that
Berlin.
I've never.
All of it.
I can't even explain
Berlin
what
was
club it
brilliant.
was. It was just
Smoking.
mad, and we drank loads and we drank all of Berlin. We drank all of it. That's it. There weren't any.
I'll tell you what, the
left.
bar staff in Berlin are really not happy. They're very, very unhappy people.
'Cause that's
that
so
work in the
cool.
bars. I
So
think they
cool.
just go, fucking tourists, and they're really grumpy, and they say, no, don't sit there, and put the drinks. Do you remember? They were really grumpy.
Not where we were.
Yeah,
Sam was just all over them.
But
Sam was winning on dancing competition.
I know he didn't won the dance.
I didn't even
Yeah.
remember.
You
The
were.
whole dance floor cleared.
recorded.
Even know how to dance.
The whole dance floor cleared. Sam was just in the middle with this other guy, and then we were all circled round, and they no
And-
one's
and it
seen
became a
Sam dance like
competition.
this before.
I
I did like.
That bloke asked you
Yeah.
home, and I had to step in and
Yeah,
pretend.
you
Yeah,
did.
you guys were
pretend
this
that you were
close at one
mine.
moment.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's what you said, isn't it?
I found a flash drive in that club as well that I didn't even know that I'd found. But I woke up in the morning and it was a wristband that had a little tiny USB in it. And I'd obviously
what's on
picked
it?
it up and put it on, right?
Yeah.
So I woke up in the morning and I thought to myself, what's that? And it fell apart and it was a USB and I thought to myself, that was from that club last night. I wonder what's going to be on that.
Have you checked it yet?
No, what happened was,
You
so
went in the shower with
I
it.
nearly put it in my computer and I thought to myself, it's going to have viruses in it. That's what it's going to give me. So I thought to myself, I'll save it. So I put it back on my wrist and then we went and did a gig or whatever it was and then I got in the shower with it and forgot all about it. And then obviously thought, oh, it's broke now, so I'll never know what's on it.
It might have been a way of like downloading your hangover off
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
into your laptop. Yeah.
Someone videoed me while I was there and gave it to me on a little hard drive.
Yeah.
All this stupid shit that I'd done. Oh, wow.
And then with a little blackmail note at the end.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So when we find it, you can have that for the video.
Yeah, it won't work, but you can use it.
Obviously, you've been working alongside Fish, the whole lot of you. How's that been?
But again, it's been in really good spirits because this time last year we did a tour with him in December, and he was a lot grumpier, and there was a lot of it's quite a lot of chaos during that tour. So, and he was in more pain as well because he's had health issues and things like that, and his voice kept going. But this year's been totally different.
He's a lovely man.
Yeah, no, but he's been
great
in
fun.
really, really good spirits. He's been on top form, and so because I was slightly apprehensive about sharing a tour bus for 2 months with that lot. I thought, is he going to kick off? And I thought, well, if he kicks off, it just obviously I can stay out of it. You know? But no, it didn't even. So we did have one Christmas tree mishap at one of the hotels. It happens every year. Last year it was at the Ibis Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And Fish fell backwards into the Christmas tree, knocked it over in the foyer. And this year it was in Norwich. It was only a little one, and it just fell apart, and baubles went everywhere, and we nearly got kicked out. And then he came out of his room in his underpants and shouted at the general manager, which is really entertaining. But yeah, no, that's about as exciting as it's been.
Being shouted at by Fish in his underpants.
Yeah.
How excited.
That's an image I don't want to
I'll
put in my
get
head.
used to it.
So, obviously for you, Doris,
Yeah.
you've got your band and you're on support for Fish, and then you're back on stage, basically half an hour to 3/4 an hour. How have you prepared yourself for that?
Smoking 20 fags,
Tea,
4 cups of coffee.
Yeah, tea, fags, chocolate, fags, tea, another fag,
Yeah.
just before I go on. No, do you know what I'm so used to doing?
Sudoku.
It's not actually a biggie.
Sudoku. Massive fun.
It's not. And this is actually because in January we were on tour with Wishbone Ash in Europe, and that was a much tougher tour. Because not only was it winter, we all got the flu halfway through, but it was 6 shows, not day off, 6 shows, day off, 6 shows, day off. And we were, both me and Lee were doing backing vocals for Wishbone Ash as well, so that was really full on. And you have to really pace yourself. I mean, as a singer, there's certain notes you avoid, and you just hold back on certain things that you know are going to weigh your voice down. So this tour has actually been quite easy because it's 3 gigs day off, 3 gigs day off, 3 gigs day off. So it's a lot more, you get a lot more recovery time. And Fish's set isn't that difficult. There's only a few bits where I have to let rip, you know, and the rest of it is quite simple, really. So it's only our set, really. That's more, you know.
Okay.
But no, my voice
Yours
is
be
generally
good.
quite strong, you know.
Yeah, you haven't.
I mean, even when we got the flu in January, we managed to get through it, which is a miracle because we were really ill. I mean, really ill.
Don't ever get ill in Germany. They don't do medicine. They just tell you to go home and go to bed.
Well,
Yeah, because in
I've
England-
been in bed and I'm dying.
Yeah.
Help! No, sorry.
Take
But-
ibuprofen. and then-
Yeah.
No.
But
They look,
no, you
not
can't have
even
that.
that. They look at you as if to go, what the fuck are you doing here? Go to bed. And I go, I can't, I've got a show. No, you've got the flu, go to bed. You don't take anything, you're supposed to have a temperature. It's how you kill the germs. Go to bed.
But top
And
tip,
you're going, no, I just want some Lemsip. No, we don't do Lemsip here.
Top
Are
tip.
you crazy? You crazy English people? Go to bed. And so yeah, it's difficult. So yeah, you end up taking ibuprofen and hoping for
So
the
you're going to
best.
say something.
top tip.
Top tip.
If you feel yourself getting ill, eat 5 oranges
That's
every
the
day
least tip.
in a row. Eat 5 oranges because you're the only one who didn't really get that ill.
That's
And
what
I said,
isn't it? Just before
I
got
don't
ill.
believe you. I'm going to prove to you it's rubbish. So I ate 3 oranges because you can't eat
Big
5.
ones,
No,
not the
it's
little,
big
not
ones,
the little
big
rubbish
proper
ones.
ones.
Not
Can't
big
eat
ones.
a bad tummy.
And I was
And
better the
it's
next day.
actually quite difficult to eat 5 big oranges.
It is
but,
really
but you
difficult.
honestly,
I struggle with
It,
two.
it annoyingly worked, so I had to be wrong, and I died.
Right, this is all to all of you. We're now entered into the festive season.
Nah.
Christmas is just around the corner.
love Christmas.
And one thing that I've always loved to ask, band members and things like that, if you were organising a Christmas dinner, who would you physically invite in the musical industry to
Oh
your,
God.
Alive or
and
dead?
why? It doesn't matter, live or dead.
Fish.
Not fish,
Oh,
it'd be
Christmas
too
Day.
expensive.
Turkey.
You'd invite Elton John, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Oh, me and Elton.
What are we going
No
to...
one's already there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, there was a guy who was playing in the Netherlands, and the guy came up to me, and I was wearing my jacket, and he came up to me and he went, "Who do you think you are, Elton John?"
I was in
Well, yeah,
Switzerland.
might as well
It's
be.
in
It's in Switzerland.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you see me playing the piano earlier? I was brilliant.
I'm going to have to say
Who's gonna
Frank
go
Zappa.
first? Frank
I'm
Zappa.
going to have to say Frank
That's a
Zappa.
good choice.
Because... Oh, is it though?
I think so. He'd be good conversation.
Yeah, but it was really homophobic as well.
Oh, was it?
And
was
like,
it?
yeah, massively.
Oh,
so.
he won't like you then.
Yeah, there you go. So, who knows? So yeah, maybe not him then. No.
You never know.
I'd probably invite Sam Brown, because I've seen her for ages and we always have a good night on.
I thought you were going to say Sam White.
Who are you
Sam,
gonna go? Who are you gonna go for?
No,
No, not him!
Oh.
No!
Sam Brown is his evil twin. That's
Who are you gonna
a
go for?
I
different.
met Sam Brown once.
Who are you gonna go for?
And I told her that we
That's a
almost
lot,
had the same name.
So, yeah.
The
She
Queen.
couldn't care less.
Yeah, I
Wait,
know.
it was
no,
hilarious.
Freddie
yeah.
Mercury.
No, the actual Queen.
She probably
She's
gave
not
you
in the
that.
music industry. dear
That's
boy.
nice. And walked
She
off.
just went,
Anyway, there you go. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what other...
You didn't
Oh,
get
you
that.
haven't answered.
Yeah,
So
you
I haven't
haven't
answered. Stevie Wonder. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
well,
could,
yeah.
you could feed him things and say, like, you could feed him like a mince pie and tell him it's chicken and see if it, see how much he notices.
Well, him and James would have a lot to talk about, wouldn't they?
I suppose so.
Our Sam James, he's got an eye condition, so we play tricks on him all the time.
Exactly. He is actually going blind, yeah.
No, he's lovely.
nearly
Yeah.
blind, yeah.
He is. He does a great job.
I used to play tricks on a friend of mine, He's colourblind, and obviously they can't see green, some colour. And quite often we used to leave things on a board and things like that that were in green, and they wouldn't even notice, wasn't aware that it was there.
Yeah, oh, brilliant.
So you can imagine what it was like in front of a bunch of students when we've written cryptic notes for students to do certain things. They ended up getting shot on the foot in the end, obviously. So what are the plans for the future for all of you?
More touring. Got an album. Going to start on the new album in the new year.
I'll finish the other one first. So the Doris Brendel gigs that we did in January, February this year, I got all of the live audio from that. So I wanted to do a gig that I wanted to make a CD or a gig that went from the entirety right to the end.
I'm doing an
Can I
interview.
ask you a favour? Could you pull your van back a little bit so Dominic can squeeze his van in?
You should film
On the
him.
interview.
Say hey.
Me? I'll just reverse the van. Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's how famous we are, you see.
Have to move vans.
I don't know what I was talking about.
The live.
Oh yeah, that's a live do. So the live album. So we've done live at the Borderline, then we did live at then we did the DVD, live DVD, which was like different gigs, different footage from each gigs. And I wanted to make a CD with an uncut one that started from the beginning, just went all the waltz and all the stuff that you talk about in between, the reaction with the crowd, everything right to the end, no editing, and just get to the end of it. So I had to traipse through all the shows we did, which was tons and tons of footage, to try and find the best show of equilibrium between crowd and how well we played, and also because everyone was ill. So the beginning of the tour, the band sort of goes, oh, we just need a few more gigs to get a bit better. Then in the middle of the tour, everyone went, oh, I'm dying of all the stuff. And in the end, everyone was like, yay! But Dozzy's voice was like, I'm a bit tired now because I've been singing for however many dates. So it's like, which one of these am I going to choose? And it just took a long time to try and find the right show. And eventually I found it, which was
Hamburg
Fabric, which was
great
brilliant.
venue. It's a great venue.
So
Absolutely good crowd.
I'm on.
My voice isn't at its best, but and there's lots of German speaking, so.
That's great. It's good. But there's two. There'll be. I'm on the last two songs, so I've got 2 more songs to do with that. And then we'll release that as well.
Yeah.
And once I've done that, then it will just free me up to start on the next. We've got ideas and stuff for the new album.
We've
anyway.
got loads of stuff that we've kind of put down over the last years. I can't even remember what I've put down now. I mean, we're just going to have to go, right, what is actually there? But we want to, obviously, because Jacob and Ewan are new this year.
Brand new.
Brand
Not even
spanking.
taking the wrapping off.
I know. No, we have. It's kind
Oh,
of,
okay, yeah.
it's down to your waist now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's been recycled ages ago.
Right,
Clean it
well,
up. But yeah, so we want to
got that to
do.
look forward to. The rest. Of
We
it.
like to try and write in lots of different ways. So, you know, the obvious way is just that I turn up with song ideas, and then sometimes Lee does riffs and Lee does some writing. And but what we did last time, we did some collaboration. We said, let's try and write a song together. So I'll come up with a basic idea and let's see where it goes. And so this time I think we're going to do some jamming with the guys and see, you know, to just try a few different ways of coming up with nice ideas, and get everyone included. And because everyone's got different influences, so it's really, really nice to get those ideas, because it's always going to take you in places that you wouldn't have gone otherwise. So yeah, that's next, and then a few showcases when that's ready, and then some more touring with Fish next year. By the looks of it, it seems likely. So.
Okay. So all looking rosy then, and everything else. How's it been with the crowds that you've been touring with?
Norwich was brilliant.
Norwich.
Well, they liked us, but it was just really early. I think we went on too early for them, and they just got their first beer and went. And then they went, oh, now I've got a clap, but I've got a beer in my hand.
Yeah, we came off thinking, God, that didn't work too much, did it?
No,
And then they bought loads of
They
merch.
bought their albums and stuff, and I was like, oh, they did like us, and they just didn't clap or appreciate us in any
Do
way.
you know what's been tough, and what we didn't have so much with the Wishbone Ash, because Wishbone Ash crowd are it's not all about the lead singer, it's about the band, and it's about musicians. You get lots of guitar fans and muso fans. So they, in some ways, were more open to us and to listen to us. Fish fans are much more cultish, you know. It's like
Iconic,
we love
isn't it?
Fish. Yeah, it's they're there for one person, and that person is Fish, and they come to a gig not wanting to hear anything else. So it's much harder work to win them over. It really is. So we do have to work a lot harder, but it does work. I mean, it's not going to work with everyone, but it does work, and especially if people have seen us for the second time, because the second time people start recognising some of the songs, and then of course it's very difficult for people who know waiting to hear lots of songs they know, to be subjected to 40 minutes of stuff they've never heard before, especially when some of it is quite complicated.
Yeah.
So it's not the easiest thing, but I mean I've heard in the past some of Fisher's support bands actually got booed off stage and things thrown at them. So no, in that sense we've done that remarkably well. So.
We got some stuff thrown at us yesterday.
No.
We did, Jared, it was.
Chocolates.
Chocolate biscuits.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, you got the
Me and
chocolate
you and
biscuits
ate all the
earlier.
chocolate biscuits yesterday.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
some animal.
I ate them all.
Did you eat some as well?
I had some.
So, taking all the venues that you've done today,
Yeah.
what was it like playing in the smallest venue?
Like the sofa.
The smallest venue on this tour.
On this tour, yeah.
Oh, we didn't play it.
We didn't play it.
No, we didn't. I had to send them away early because it would have been Verviers.
Yeah.
Straight.
But I had to send them off early because of the strike in France.
Okay.
And they were very much in danger of getting stuck for 3 days in
It was 5 days in the end.
5
Was it
days.
It was 5 days.
Yeah. And we
There's a
just couldn't
blockade,
take
so
the
there's
risk
a lorry
because-
blockade for
yeah.
the fuel. It's still going on now. Did you see that?
It was all over France as well.
Ah,
It wasn't just in one
Yeah.
bit. It was like.
But it was at the start
Looked at
of
the
it
map,
was
and
the
it
day
was
they were
everywhere.
supposed to travel back on the
Right.
So we had to
Saturday.
cancel the show, didn't we, to get back?
We have made the decision, no, go home a day early because it was the smallest venue as well. It would have been an absolute nightmare. So we thought if it had been a big venue, it would have been a much tougher call.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spirit 66 is a small one. It's a great gig, but it's just small for 2 bands. I mean, we're not a small
Yeah.
support band either with all the theatrics and all the. We're as big as a main act, with our show, but it's just if it's an acoustic guitar player, you can just turn up and just stand in front of the gear and it's fine. But when you're trying to set drum kits and amplifiers and all the rest of it, it's just when the gigs are too small, it really is hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nowhere to store any gear. There's nowhere to get off the stage. You have to walk through the. I've no idea how they even get away with that anyway, because it's one of the gigs where you walk in. There's one way in, one way out. So there's a fire in there. You don't know what would happen. It's almost like it's a bit like. I don't know how they get away with it, but anyway, it's just weird.
But I think
it's
it's
great.
we're a stadium band with a pub following. That's
Yeah.
that's a kind of thing.
That is fantastic. Doris Brendel, stadium band with a pub following.
So
Going on to that, what stadium would you love to play at if you were given the
any old fucking
opportunity?
stadium. Wembley.
Oh,
Let's
dunno.
play Wembley.
I'll play the one in Poland.
To be honest,
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah, that
look
one.
great.
I wouldn't want to do the
Warsaw
the,
one.
the London one in Stratford because I went to go and see the Stones there. The song was very good.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit sad about that.
I don't know really. I mean, to be honest, it's not. I haven't really spent much time thinking about it.
I don't know if playing a stadium would be
No.
that good.
I
anyway.
I mean, to be honest, my ideal venue is something like the Fabric in Hamburg.
Yeah.
That is such a great venue. Holds about 2,000. It's got a really good atmosphere. That's a great venue.
It's more intimate as well, doing
And
slightly smaller.
The difference between 2,000 and 20,000, you can only see so many people. And it's, having it a bit more intimate, I think, is nice.
Yeah.
Because you can have a chat. And I mean, if I see bands, I don't go to stadiums very much, but when I've seen them and you can't actually see what's going on stage and you have to look at the screens, it's like, I don't know. I don't find that.
Can you watch it on the telly?
Well, exactly. You might as well just watch it on TV or watch a video.
Okay. So, with you guys, where can they find you?
Oh, well, Facebook's always a good place.
Well, I live out.
Doris Brendel. It all kind of goes on Facebook, really. That's where all the pictures get posted. And we do a bit of Twitter and things, but it's very bit haphazard because there's only so much time in the day. But Facebook's a good place. DorisBrendel.com is the website. It's just being rebuilt at the moment, so there's going to be a brand new spanking one coming soon.
Yeah, looks good.
Well, it will do, but it's quite a big site, so it's getting there. But yeah, because it's a Flash site, so it's starting to go a bit wonky, the old one. So, but yeah, there's lots of information on there.
You can mainly find us on it in a 2014 white transit van. That's normally where you'll find us. To be fair.
2002.
That's on its last legs now, you said.
When you find me, can you let me know? Because I'm still trying to find myself.
Here we go. Don't fall for it, honestly. Don't fall for it. There's millions of people. Are you alright?
Yeah, fine.
all these middle-aged women going, oh, fam.
They're all my mums.
Yeah, all your mums.
Right, what I'll do is thank you very much for the time.
That's alright.
Thank you.
It's spent with Marketplace Beers, and good luck for the rest of the tour.
Thank you.
And
You're
more
sticking
important-
around tonight, yeah?
Yes. more
Perfect.
importantly, have a good Christmas and New Year.
And
Nice
you.
to see you, yeah.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. Make
Reader.
my cup of tea.
And other holidays.
Can I have a new transit map for Christmas, please?
That's it, boys. Muppets Wear Heroes signing off. See you soon.
Poison leaking out in the desert.